Hi, I'm Casey. You may know me as your fertility nurse, or maybe you belong to someone else, but I'm going to teach you how to do Menopur injections. So the injections of Menopur are meant to increase the quantity and quality of eggs that you get during a fertility cycle. It may be ovulation induction, it may be IVF, but it's important that you know the correct dose that you've been prescribed for your particular fertility cycle. I am going to demonstrate an injection of 150 units. 150 units is 2 vials of Menopur. So check your calendar, make sure you know the correct dose. The first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna wash your hands. You're gonna make sure you have a clean, clear, dry place to work on. You're gonna gather all of your supplies. Now here's the supplies you need. You're going to need 1 3-milliliter syringe, 1 vial of saline. There's 2 mLs in here. You're actually gonna need 2 vials of Menopur. I only have 1 for this purpose, but I'll demonstrate with that. You're gonna need a Q-cap. You're going to need a needle. It's only a 1/2 inch needle or 3/4 inch needle. It may look a little bit different from this. You're also going to need 2 alcohol wipes. So what we're going to do is take out our first alcohol wipe, and we are going to take off the caps for both Menopur vials, 1 saline vial. You're gonna wipe the top of that. Oh, do it again because it fell. Wipe that, wipe the top of that. Okay, we're done with that. Those are clean. We're going to open up this Q-cap here. We're going to open up our syringe. Since we want 1 ml of saline, we're gonna pull this to 1 ml of air. After that, tell you what, it's a little tricky to get out of there because we got the point sticking up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our saline and we're gonna poke it right into the pointed end. Sticks like that. Then we take our air-filled syringe and we twist it on. Push the air in, turn it upside down, and pull out you want 1 ml, but you're gonna go past that mark because you have air bubble up there. Then you push it up to the correct measurement so that the air goes back in here and it's just saline for 1 ml. Then we're gonna pop this right off. Here's your Menopur vial. You see it has powder in the bottom. We poke this onto the Menopur, push the saline in. Okay, so now we're gonna swirl this around. You can roll it back and forth like this. Don't shake it because it'll turn to foam. Okay, so as we're doing that, swirl, we're gonna make sure that everything is dissolved. You don't see any floaty particles in there. Push the air back in. Let's flip it over, and we're going to pull out all of the fluid. See, I've left a little bit of air at the top, so I know I got it all. There is a tiny bit of solution still left in here, but that's okay. We take that into account when we order your dose. So you have the Q-cap on there. You're gonna take a 2nd vial of Menopur. Okay, so this has another thing of powder in it. Push this into the vial of Menopur, push the liquid in, and then swirl that one around, or roll it like this. Once that's dissolved and you see no floaty particles in there, you're gonna push the air back in because it pops up on its own. Turn it upside down and pull everything out. So now you have just doubled your dose. If you have a higher dose, you may need additional vials of Menopur to inject. So after that, we want to get rid of the Q-cap. We don't need it anymore. Then we need our needle. Now the important thing in keeping this as sterile as possible, because obviously it's not sterile, but we want to keep it clean. We don't touch the head of the syringe. We don't touch the hub of the needle or the needle itself. And we don't touch, with the Q-cap, we don't touch the hub of that, and we don't touch the pointy thing on the inside with our hands. And of course, our hands are clean because we've just washed them. So peel that back like a banana and twist it on there. Make sure you twist it to make it hold on. We don't want it to come off on its own. I've had people where, I had one person where they went to inject, and when they pushed in the plunger of the syringe, everything spilled out. So that could be one of two things. You could have maybe not twisted it on all the way, or if you pull the cap off in a twisting motion, you might loosen it. So we'll make sure to twist it on, and when you pull the cap off, that is going to be, you know, just straight. All right, we have air bubbles in here. So we are going to, say there's any air bubbles on the side, before you take the cap off, just kind of cap it to get those to go to the top. So all the air's at the top now. Pull the cap straight off. So it's a teeny tiny needle. Then what you're going to do is pull back a little bit so you don't have it in the needle. Now push up until you're going to watch where the liquid rises. As soon as it gets to the hub there, see I'm pushing it up, it gets to the hub. Now I'm going to watch the tip of the needle. So as soon as I see a teeny tiny bit at the tip, then I know it's ready, and there's no air bubbles. Oh, there we go. All right, so this is your prepared injection. Let's take a break now because I don't want to inject myself with real medicine. All right, so I've got my needle and syringe that's full of medication. We're going to need to open up this alcohol wipe. Now, in finding the right place for your injection, so this is going to be in your belly. So pull that up, turn that down. You want to go 2 to 3 fingers away from the belly button because there's a bundle of nerves there and we don't want to cause ourselves any more pain than we need to. So let's say I'm right-handed, so it's a little easier for me to go to this side. I want to go right here. So I'm going to take my alcohol wipe, start at the center of where I want to inject, wipe around like that, and keep going out until that area is clean. Don't cross back over the middle, because then it gets it dirty, because, yeah. All right, so you're gonna do a pinch. You wanna get a nice, as fat a pinch as you can right there, okay? Just to kind of tighten up the skin a little bit. You're gonna go at a 45-degree angle because it needs to go into the fat layer. Like I said, this one is about 3/4 inches. You may have a slightly smaller one. Hold it like a dart because we don't want to, no, hold it like a dart. It's easier. And when you inject, I want you to go smooth and quick. If you go slowly, it's going to hurt more. So, ready? We go ahead and inject. Oh, that went a little slow, but, and then you're going to just slowly push that in. You may feel a little bit of burning. You can watch the plunger go down all the way in. As soon as it's all the way in, pull quickly out in the same direction that you injected. If you need a Band-Aid, then you can put one on then. All right, so with your injections, you're going to be doing this every night until they tell you to stop and it's time to trigger for ovulation. So if you want to take turns, one night do it on this side, one night do it on that side, that's okay. With Menopur, there are some hormonal side effects. You know, you may notice yourself being more moody and emotional than normal. You may notice that things irritate you easily. You may have headaches. You may have stomach upset. Your belly might get a little bit bloated. That's a little more towards the end though. If you have any questions or concerns, you should call your nurse and get their advice. Make sure you always follow your calendar. Take a notebook with you to every appointment so that if they tell you something that you need to change or whatever you need to do next, that you can write that down, and always follow up with your nurse if you're confused or need assistance with your cycle. And that's it. Okay, that's not it. I forgot one thing. We have this sharp needle. You don't want to just throw it in the garbage. You may have received a sharps container from your pharmacy. Has a little opening, not big enough to stick a hand through. This thing right here, if you put your needle in, slide it to the side, you should be able to twist it off, and then the needle falls in. If you want to put your syringe in there, that's fine. You don't have to. Oh, maybe it goes in this way. And then keep it, you know, actually once you lock it, it's locked for good. Wait until you're ready to dispose of it. Your fertility clinic may accept this back, or the pharmacy may dispose of it for you. Now that's it.